Thank you, everyone, for staying with us. Let's begin our main discussion for tonight. And it looks so much that stories coming from Edo, it's big, politically speaking. That's where we'll stay for tonight and continue give you some updates on what happened from yesterday up to today. Despite the ban on political rallies, a crowd of supporters of the former People's Democratic Party candidate in the state, Mr. Osage Izeyamu, assembled in Benin City for his former defection to the APC. Mr. Izeyamu was received by the former Deputy Governor of Edo State, Dr. Pius Odubu, who represented the All Progressives Congress National Chairman Adams Oshiomhole at his residence in the state capital. In the lead-up to the rally, suspected thugs lit bonfires on the road leading to Izeyamu's defection rally at his residence in Ubo, Jare, Benin City. The Inspector General of Police had suspended the rally yesterday owing to security concerns, while the Edo State government also issued a ban on all political activities in the state to further notice. Well, Edo State government today issued what it calls a complete ban on public rallies across the state. This is coming barely 24 hours after a protest by some groups against a proposed political rally in the state capital, Benin City. A six-paragraph statement signed by the secretary to the state government says the primary purpose of government is to protect lives and property. Primarily, the Edo State government is placing a total ban on all political rallies, demonstrations, or processions in any part of the state. It further directs all security agencies to deal firmly with all persons who act in breach of this directive. Meanwhile, the Edo State Deputy Governor, Mr. Philip Shuaib, has been visiting the hospitalized victims injured in yesterday's violent protests in Benin City, the state capital. So what happened is this. Izeyamu's welcome rally was supposed to be a big political rally. The police banned, they suspended the rally, they canceled the rally. The state government also says there is a ban on rally. So what happened was that Mr. Izeyamu was welcomed in his own compound by leaders of the APC. Adams Oshiomhole was not there. Adams Oshiomhole welcomed Izeyamu at his own residence. So there are a lot of things happening. Now, let's hear from Mr. Izeyamu, who is at the center of these all. Mr. Izeyamu joins us on the telephone. Thank you so much, Mr. Popularly called Pastor Osage Izeyamu. Thank you so much for coming on tonight on the program. Let me begin by asking you. We'll connect with Mr. Osage Izeyamu. But let me begin the conversation with Mr. Crusoe Osage. Is the spokesperson of the governor, Godwin Obaseki, the governor of Edo State. Thank you so much, Mr. Osage, for talking to us tonight. There seems to be a lot of Osage in Edo State. We're supposed to talk to Mr. Osage Izeyamu. Now we're talking to Mr. Crusoe Osage. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight. What is happening? It does look like from what the opposition, or well, some of your brothers in the APC are saying in Benin City and Edo State, that what the ban on political rally is like a witch hunt. It's a political war against the Adams Oshiomhole side of the divide in APC. Why is it coming at the same time?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the program. First and foremost, anybody who wants to come into a family must come in legally and orderly. And to the extent that you don't do that, you are an illegal person, and then you deserve to be banned. You know, and what manner of rally would that be when the national chairman had to shoot his way all through to his residence, which is just about a kilometer from the airport? He literally shot his way with his dogs and some policemen covering him. He shot his way through to his house. What kind of national chairman is that, and what nature of rally are you coming to hold in the state when you literally have to use guns to shoot your way through for a journey of just 1 kilometer to your home? So the whole thing started with illegality, and then it stands illegal up until this moment.
Well, that side of your story seems to be different from the side of the story of your Oshiomhole. We will hear from them, and in fact, we will hear the national chairman, because he had an interview with Channel Television and other media organization earlier on, but we had an exclusive with him. But just a moment, Mr. Osage, let's hear from Pastor Osage Izeyamu. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mr. Izeyamu. Why did you have to leave the PDP? You were the candidate in 2016 of the PDP. Now you're moving to the APC. Why?
Well, thank you. You will recall that I'm also one of the founding members of the APC.
Okay.
And even when somebody was contesting in 2012, I was the DJ. Hello? Hello?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I was a DJ, and I only left because we had some misunderstanding. I left because we had some misunderstanding, and since that time, a lot of overtures have been made to me, and of course, you know that time is a healer of wounds. So myself and all of us that left at that time resolved that we should come back, and we decided to come back. And let me place on record that I spoke to the governor to inform him of our decision. I requested to meet with him, but unfortunately, I was not able to secure an appointment from him. And I sent him a text when we got a date we could do the declaration. And when he didn't answer me, I also wrote a letter to him, which I dispatched by DHL. I'm personally at a loss why there's so much apprehension over something as simple and basic as somebody coming to join your party. It's something we usually applaud and do a lot of fanfare. So I don't know why the state government chose to look at it the way they took it. But all the same, we did it today, and it was quite successful, and I give all the glory to God.
Is it that because the inference that has been drawn to your defection to the APC is that you have planned to run next year for governor? Are you running for governor in 2020?
Well, people have talked about of governorship, and to me, I'm a bit confused why that should be the main focus. INEC has not even mentioned when governorship would come, and I've also heard others being accused. The reality is that there's nothing wrong if anybody wants to run for governor, but that is not my major priority into APC. If I do decide to contest, by the grace of God, I would indicate. But for now, I think that what is important is go there and see what value that you can add. But unfortunately,
but do you see whether or not that you're coming to the APC is some kind of a threat? Because the inference again is that maybe you're a threat to the sitting governor, and that's why perhaps the perceived hostility for your defection is being staged.
Yeah, you see, I don't see why they should see my coming in as a threat. The reality is that nobody has a monopoly over political office. And in any event, any man who wants to go for a re-election must woo political actors. You must try to see how you can get them on your side. Even if we chat on that I had the intention to contest for governorship, the governor can discuss with me and I can change my mind. But in any event, I've not even indicated any such interest. You will also know that since the Supreme Court ruled against me, I have not one day criticized the governor. So quite honestly, I thought I'd even laid a solid foundation for two of us to interact and engage. You know, I've never criticized him. And when I came to declare, I had no intention of joining any faction.
All right.
And,
Mr. Isayamo, apologies. Please just hold on for a minute. Hold your breath and hold your thought. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we will ask the spokesperson of the governor whether or not you are a threat to his principle. And we'll get your views on one or two issues before we end the program. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
First, we are happy that in spite of everything, APC had a successful rally that was peaceful and it achieved its purpose. As I stand here now, I am taller now than I was just yesterday because we have harvested to our party people who were part of the foundation of APC, those who participated in the negotiation for the merger. Not only have they returned home, they've also used their connection in the other party that they were in to move people who has always been on that side to come and join us. So, as far as I'm concerned, as national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, our house in Edo is now truly a full house. The shame, however, is that those who have responsibility to provide security decided to create security challenges.
To join our party is welcome development to us, and he has been one of us. He left, and he left to PDP that he wants to go and help PDP to grow and pursue his ambition, and he was defeated squarely in the last election, and he wants to come back to APC. He's welcome, but he must come to APC on our terms. We will give him date when we will receive him. He is not to give us date when we will receive him. And the leader of the party in Edo State is the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. He's ready to receive all the members of PDP and other parties that want to join us. But we are saying we have our program on how we want to receive them. I want to receive them from the unit, ward, local government, senatorial, and we'll now have a mega rally where we'll crown it up. And that is our program. He has to join that program. But unfortunately, we are aware that the national chairman decided to give him date. And I know the national chairman, when he was governor of Edo State, he will not tolerate any other person coming to give him date or inviting him for a declaration to his party in the state.
When the epicenter of the nation's political activity is the center is not holding at that core, there's a problem. Okay, let me explain to you. The ruling party has its national chairman from Edo State. In his home state, the center seems not to be holding. And now his successor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, and himself, the predecessor, and the leader of the APC at the national level, in an obvious political rift. So, a major bigwig is being welcomed into the party, and person of Osage Izeyamo, who gave Godwin Obaseki a fight and a tough time at the 2016 governorship election. Now the man has come to the APC. What does this mean? The implication. We have been speaking to us on the telephone. Let me get Mr. Crusoe Osage, who is the spokesperson to the governor, to react to one or two issues there. Mr. Crusoe Osage, tell us, is your principal unhappy, and is the coming of Mr. Izeyamo to the APC a threat to him?
Yeah, well, absolutely no threat to him. Obaseki beat Izeyamo silly before. He will beat him again in another contest, particularly now that the approval rating of the governor is around 80%, both within the party and among the populace, the people. So Izeyamo is not a single threat whatsoever. But the question is, coming into a family illegally and disorderly, that immediately tells you the nature of person Izeyamo is, and also tells you the nature of person the national chairman is, who is trying to, in his usual high-handed nature, overrule the governor, treat the governor as if he's a nobody in the party and bring somebody through the back door into the party. Like the deputy governor eloquently put it in your interview with him, he said that the APC in Edo State has a calendar which it is running, and Izayamu cannot come and change it because he's coming into the party. What he needs to do is to submit himself to the lay down schedule and the calendar that the party has set up to receive people into the party.
So just a moment, because we have another person who is going to be speaking for your side. The commissioner is already in our studio here. Understand that the traffic in Lagos has held him back. But let's hear from Pastor Izayamu for a moment. You're coming to the APC looks so much that it has destabilized things. How do you hope that things are going to be doused? The tension is so high. The pressure will be mounting from the opposition, the PDP. Is your party in a real mess?
I don't hear the question.
Okay, I'm saying, can you, Mr. Izayamu, can you hear me?
No, I can't. I didn't hear the question. Can you
Okay, I'm saying that you're coming to the APC. Things look like is in a big mess. Is your party in a deep trouble right now?
Well, I really don't think so. Crisis not uncommon in political parties. What is important is how well you manage it. I've told people that I do not think that APC in Edo is high. For example, I went to my ward, in Oriom Boko ward, that was Ward 5, to go and register, and I had no problem getting a membership card. There was no faction there. Nobody told me about the governor's side or the national chairman's side. So just one party. So this disagreement basically centers on a few persons. And to me, there's no serious substance to it. And let me also correct the deputy governor. It's not the duty of the state government to even receive those who want to join the party. There's a party in place. That will be distracting from the purpose of governance. They have a state party chairman, they have a state ESCO, and of course you have a national ESCO. So what I actually did today was more or less a formal declaration or reception. You know, it's not as if I have not even registered. I have registered. And after registering, if I decide to make a fanfare of it, or the party decides to make a fanfare of it, all well and good. And if the government of the day also believes that they don't have time for it, they can just ignore me without creating crisis. The cry that you have seen in the past few days from the government is very, unfortunate.
All right, we need to go now. Mr. Osage Izayamu, thank you so much for talking to us. Is a new member of the APC who just moved today. Let's conclude the conversation tonight with our guest in the studio. Is Mr. Paul Ohanbamu, a former member of the House of Assembly in Edo State and the Commissioner of Information in Edo State. Unfortunately, traffic held you back. But let's speak with you in the last few minutes that we have. Why it looks so much, the word on the other side is that your side is very jittery now. Then you see Osage Izayamu coming to the APC.
Jittery over what? We are not jittery. It is just that these kind of complications that accompany the coming of Izayamu is awful. Why would one be jittery? The truth of the matter is Izayamu is the least of our worries, because we know ourselves. If
Izayamu throws his hat in the ring today,
yes.
How much of threat is it to Godwin Obaseki?
But they met themselves before, and Izayamu was beaten. So,
Mr. Commissioner,
let me tell you.
Mr. Commissioner, just a moment. Can you remove the hat, please? Apologies. Because, campaigns are not here yet. So you might be flouting the INEC law. So the question is, if Izayamu throws his hat in the ring, is it not a very big problem for Godwin Obaseki?
I don't see it as a problem. His choices in action, he can come and contest. But one thing I know is that what is happening in Edo is just a problem of hegemony, people wanting to play God. Otherwise, as an incumbent governor, the right of first refusal rests with him, because all other people who have not done as much as he has done, who did not perform the way he has performed, were given the right of first refusal. Their second term.
The question is that we've heard that the Ambode treatment and a whole lot of issues. If that kind of treatment is meted on Godwin Obaseki,
that is their intention, but I see it as impotent grandstanding. They can't do that in Edo State. The objective conditions in Lagos are different from the ones we have in Edo State. People can talk, no doubt, but I can assure you that the people are with Godwin Obaseki.
With Oshomole,
because he has done a lot.
If Oshomole is not behind Godwin Obaseki, is that not trouble for him? He brought him into this race.
He brought him, yes, and the greatest achievement of Oshomole is in discovering Obaseki, and I give him that. But for Obaseki, when the divine stands proxy for a man, then earthly support and rewards are like filthy rags.
Is your party not putting itself into trouble if it goes into the election divided the way it is?
Well, when you say trouble now, divided the way it is, that people play spoiler role. Obviously, they will play spoiler role. But I think I'm looking at the larger picture. Whether or not Obaseki deserves a second term. He deserves it. And people, this latest throw-up of Ize-Iyamu coming, we knew before now why there are certain things. At what stage did our national chairman encounter his epiphany that you now suddenly love Ize-Iyamu? These are complications, because at the time you say it was not good enough, that when people were baiting with water, he bait people with acid, you hated him, and he ran from the party, led for PDP. And he's coming back, you are the same person.
Is that a plus for your party or a minus?
He's coming back.
Yeah.
It depends on the way we look at it. The way he's coming now with complications, I don't want to see it as plus.
So now, is Godwin Obaseki going to the PDP or going to another party?
God for he is the vice chairman of Progressive Governors Forum. He cannot go to PDP.
All right. He's
not given to political harlotry.
But this is a trying time for him.
Obviously, even Jesus had trying time.
Mr. Paul Obambu, Commissioner for Information,
yes.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, traffic held you back,
Thank
but we were able to speak with you at last and spoke also with Mr. Pastor, that's what you call him, Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, the newly defected member of the APC now in Edo State, and also Crusoe Osage. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm Sean Okimale. Bye for now.
The federal government has set a 2023 deadline to stop the importation of petrol into the country. That according to the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mele Kyari, while signing the Condensate Refinery Strategy Program, front-end engineering design. The strategy is expected to deliver 20 million litres of petrol on completion. Nigeria is one of the highest importers of petrol in the world, a concern the President Muhammadu Buhari insists must be addressed. But what does this mean to Africa's largest economy? Will the government succeed in its quest? having attempted to do same in 2017 in an effort that fell short of expectations. Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms, on channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can follow us right now on Facebook as well. We've got all our platforms on social media covered. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV. Use the hashtag State of the Nation. Let's get your thoughts in. It's a big story. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has ordered the Department of State Services